All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I want to address something that I know is on all of our minds. It's even on my mind, just due to the fact that, I've called out specific content creators for stuff like that, and said the same things that we're going to talk about in this video. So let's just cut straight to the chase. Now that I have received free GPUs from AMD, does that automatically make me a shill? Am I sponsored by AMD? We're gonna answer a lot of these questions like right now, right now in this video. So, all right, let's cut right to the chase. So over the last couple of weeks, I've received 2 free GPUs now. I've gotten one from XFX, that is a board partner, AIB that makes GPUs for AMD. That didn't have anything to do with AMD, but I did receive the Aorus from AMD, specifically right from AMD. So yeah, technically, I got a free AMD GPU from AMD, and I got one from a board partner that reached out to me to see if I would like to essentially take their GPU for a ride. As you know, since I started this channel and when I switched over to AMD, XFX was the brand that I started buying first. So it was kind of interesting that they had reached out to me. But I've posted over 700 videos on my channel now. XFX GPUs, 700 of them. Like if I combine all of them from 7600 XT, 7800 XT, 7900 XT, and 7900 XTX, I think there's over 700 videos on there. There's a lot of views associated with all of those. So having XFX reach out to me to provide that GPU for review or to just, for basically giving me a GPU to use that I didn't have to pay for, knowing, pretty much that I'm going to be using AMD GPU on this channel. It's kind of like free advertising for them. And it's like I was gonna buy that GPU anyways. Like I was literally going to buy the one they sent to me. So it's like it's not like, see, I don't know. I don't even know how to think about this anyways, because it's like technically my channel is still too small to be getting free GPUs. You know what I mean? So it's not like. So it's not like this is something like this here. Obvious, I don't know. I don't even know how to look at it. I'm just as surprised as you are, to be completely honest with you. I mean, it does make sense. This is basically an AMD channel. I'm AMD friendly. I do like, use, and promote the AMD brand on this channel, whether they send me GPUs or not. That's never going to change the fact that I like the AMD GPU. I like the ecosystem. I like the way that I like it. I like the company philosophy, stuff like that. So it's easy for me to create and promote AMD content just due to that simple fact all alone. I like and actively use AMD products. Now, the 9070XT. Let's look at this. Let's look at this logically, okay? Obviously, they sold out within a day, so clearly there's a demand for them. The people want them. People want to know about them. I personally was 100% going to buy an AMD GPU, the 9070XT, regardless. Like, I was going to do that no matter what. I was buying one. So if you look at that and the fact that they sent me one, would my content be any different? Honestly, would my content really be any different had I paid for these myself? Like the unboxings. I mean, I did pretty much the unboxing for the 5070 Ti that I bought myself. I paid $1,000 for that. So I don't know. I don't know if my content now that I've gotten free GPUs has changed or gotten much different than what I would have already created. The only difference really that I can see so far is that I've been sick. Like I've had this head cold for like the last couple of weeks. So that has really affected the quality of content that I've been able to put out. You guys know me, I put out multiple videos a day. And it's just like, it's been like, man, I haven't been able to focus and put that type of content out. Like it is so tough right now to create content for me that like I'm kind of struggling a little bit, to be completely honest with you. I don't think it's changed the equation much. To be completely honest with you, I don't think it's changed the equation much. I like and actively use AMD. I haven't even really turned the Nvidia on. I legit haven't turned on the 5070 Ti since I did the Spider-Man video like a few days ago. I don't even have a desire to turn that on, like ever. Like that's the honest truth. I don't necessarily mind. I mean, if that's all I had, I would definitely use it. I do want to do some stuff tomorrow. Like my time is so limited right now. You know, at work, you know, we've been doing some stuff. We've had some real challenges, and obviously being sick has not helped that. So it's not like I've been tired. I haven't been coming home and sleeping or anything. It's just sitting down and like trying to get through the meta type of content, you know, like the comparisons and all of that stuff. That stuff is so time consuming that it's like, I dread doing it. Why do you think you haven't gotten any VR content yet? I mean, I tried to hook that up tonight, and I just started getting irritated with it because I don't know. I start getting irritated pretty quickly with the VR thing, just because it's so annoying. You have to have the headset on, and you're trying to move it around, and you're trying to see, and you're trying to hit record, and it's annoying not having somebody else, especially when I'm sick right now. So that's taken a little while to try to get that type of content out to you in a timely manner. And I know, like, just as well as anybody, that literally on YouTube, time is freaking money. Time is money, okay? Like, you get a new product, you buy a new product, you better start covering that right immediately, because somebody else is covering it, somebody else is getting those views. And you know what, guys? Being sick, it just saps all the freaking energy like right out of you. So it's tough. It's tough to try to be competitive. And it's like, I don't even necessarily want to be competitive. I just want to help show people the AMD experience. That's really all I want to do. I want to show you the Nvidia experience. I want to show you the AMD experience. I just want you to be informed, honestly. It doesn't matter if Nvidia's sending me GPUs or AMD's sending me GPUs. That's literally the content that I want to create. So I don't even think it's possible for me to technically be well, I mean, obviously it is, because I'm biased towards AMD. I think the AMD experience is better. So obviously I'm biased towards AMD, but I mean, like, if you come to the channel and you listen to what I say, take it with a grain of salt or whatever, because I'm never gonna do. I'm not going to try to do what other content creators do when they just sit and beat you over the head with like, oh, Nvidia's better. Well, you would want ray tracing, or you would want DLSS. Because I literally just lived through that. Buying so many GPUs last generation to take advantage of this DLSS and this ray tracing and all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I spent so much money. I invested so much time trying to get this mythical experience that these Nvidia peddlers try to tell you that's out there, and I just can't find it. Like, I've never. You would think it would be easy to like just turn something on and be blown away, like, because most of the time that's the way it is with Xbox, PlayStation, AMD. Why is it like Nvidia is unable to do that for? Why is it that Nvidia is like the one thing, like, I swear, dude, I turn it on and I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. I mean, I've never literally been blown away by the Nvidia experience. Like, I've been blown away repeatedly, consistently, every time I turn it on, AMD experience. You know what I mean? Like, It's just not something that the Nvidia has been able to do for me. Maybe I do have some super unrealistic high expectations for Nvidia. Maybe I do. That's possible. I mean, I was sold, this is the best thing ever and it's gonna blow your mind and blah, blah, blah. And like, it just was underwhelming. Like literally underwhelming. And it's weird, it's like, but you can buy a AMD GPU and it's, yeah, because AMD has usable features. At least in my experience, from my personal experience, I've been able to utilize more features on AMD that have drastically improved the experience for my games over anything that I've gotten from Nvidia, period. I mean, everybody screams it in all caps that DLSS is the best, and then a new version of DLSS comes out, and then they start pointing out all the garbage, all the trash, all the bad stuff. And I'm just like, look, guys, that's the stuff I've been pointing out the whole time, because like I can see it, but I know that like when you're shilling, you're ignoring all of that stuff and you're sweeping it right under the rug, and you're like, oh, nothing to see here. But then when the new one comes out, you have to be able to compare it. Like you have to be able to compare it to show that it's better so that you can shill the new generation. And wow, dude, they went way overboard on this one. I was like, oh my gosh, dude, they are literally, I mean, seriously. But then you still have the Nvidia bros that will come to the channel and be like, yeah, see how much better DLSS 4 is? And I'm like, like it's good, guys. I can see. This is the first time DLSS has ever actually been like, whoa, that's actually pretty good. This is the first time. The first time that DLSS has been like, wow, this is good. But then FSR4 comes out and it's literally on par. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I can't even see a difference. You got Alex Battaglia zooming in like 500% to show you a difference. And I'm like, I'm not noticing that. I'm not noticing that. Like in regular, everyday, true gameplay, I'm not noticing that. I don't see that. I don't, like, I would have to pause the game, run them side by side, and like zoom in, look at them, for me to even tell a damn difference between FSR4 and DLSS 4. So in my opinion, as somebody, as a gamer first, there's no difference now. Like it's not big enough. There's not a big enough difference for it to matter. And before, because I was getting a 7900 XTX, having, plenty of VRAM, plenty of, power to run games, yeah, I was running on 3440 by 1440p, where you don't actively need upscaling. You can just play it, and it's a good frame rate, and it's fun, and you just don't need it. And so, okay, I don't need an upscaler. Obviously trying to play at 4K, you're going to use it a lot every so often. And, when you're doing that and you're looking at the experience, it definitely is more like even then I was able to use quality FSR. Quality FSR 3 does not look that bad. Yeah, I mean, at least in my opinion, like I don't care most of the time about the little nitpick stuff that a lot of other people do. I just don't care. It's like, am I enjoying the game? I'm able to enjoy Monster Hunter Wilds. Everybody else is saying this game looks like trash and it's horrible and it runs terrible. And I'm like, man, every time I play it, I'm fine. Like I just want to play it. And like I've had a good experience on the AMD side. On the Nvidia side, I can definitely tell that it's not as, I'm not saying that it's perfect on, why did my monitors turn off? I'm not saying that it's perfect on AMD. Like obviously there are some stuttering struggles on there and it's not perfectly optimized, but it's not so bad on the AMD experience that I can't enjoy it. Like I'm enjoying it. When I put it on the Nvidia side, it's definitely a lot more like, oh boy, this is really not it. It's playable. I could potentially do it, but I have a better option. So why would I? You know what I mean? And and that's not taking like a shot at Nvidia or anything. It's just right now it was playing better. I will keep trying it on the Nvidia side to see if it straightens out or if it starts to get better. But yeah, guys, there's not a big enough gap between AMD and Nvidia, for Nvidia to still reign supreme. Like there's just not a big enough gap. Like they need to earn their money. They need to earn that still. I mean, like there's competition and the competition is very tight. They need to earn that. And if they do have problems, they need to be called out just like everybody calls out AMD. Everybody says that AMD's prices are too high. Where are they for Nvidia? I mean, I know they're playing the lip service right now, and oh man, these prices, these dang scalpers, and oh gee golly, it's just too expensive for Nvidia. But yeah, I would definitely choose Nvidia over AMD. I'm like, really, bro? Really? You're gonna be like, oh, DLSS? You really gonna say DLSS is worth the extra price that Nvidia and board partners are asking people to pay over the AMD GPU price? You're saying that's worth it? I mean, okay, all right, that's on you, man. Like if you're somebody that's watching that type of content and that's what you come away with, that you should spend significantly more money for damn near the same experience, I don't know what to tell you. Now, Nvidia has an edge with more games that have DLSS. Yeah, I mean, if that's your thing, fine. But if it's like ray tracing or any of that other stuff, I don't know. I just think that I just think that AMD has enough features of its own that are AMD features that it stands on its own 2 feet. And you know, like when I'm looking at, as a gamer, when I'm looking at like performance-wise across the board, how the games play, how the different systems set up, you know, how one produces color or how the other produces color, just how much easier it is to get set up and into and enjoying games on one platform versus the other platform, there's not a big enough difference. There's nothing on Nvidia that warrants the extra money over what an AMD GPU costs. There's just nothing. And so when I look at that and I listen to the feedback from the community and the people that are, you know, like really high strung and they're like, oh man, I'm Nvidia all the way and AMD sucks. Okay, I get where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying, but if you try an AMD card, you're going to change your mind. That's the thing. Like you will change your mind. You let your guard down. If you let your guard down and you try AMD in its current state, I think you're going to change your mind. I think you're going to look at AMD and be like, wow, that is definitely a good product. All right. Now it might not, I mean, you'll be able to, oh, but Nvidia still got this. It got this and this. Okay. That's fair. That's fair game. Yeah. Obviously your Nvidia is always going to have those extra features that you love and you'll always be able to like, okay, that's good. But whew, yeah, Nvidia's still winner for me. Fine, but you will never look at AMD the same again. You will never look at AMD and be like, man, that's just trash. I ain't buying it. Once Nvidia finally does get to the point where you've gotten way too uncomfortable with price or performance or whatever they're trying to do to you, at least you'll be able to look over the fence and see AMD as a solid, stable competitor that might be worth your money that generation. Now, the one other thing that I want to know, I am not sponsored by AMD. This stuff was not sent by AMD. Somebody in the community sent this to me. I'm not sponsored. I haven't taken any money from any company, period, yet, at all. So, no, I'm not sponsored. I give you my honest, free opinion. Every time a company sends me something, I always say exactly what I want to say. Whether I get products from them in the future, your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. I've not signed any contracts at all. I haven't signed any contracts. So yeah, we're good. So yeah, in terms of that, like, no, I'm not sponsored, but at the end of the day, yes, I like AMD products. So it's easy for me to cover that and be happy about it and excited about it because I like the product. And honestly, it's a bonus of them sending you stuff. It's just a bonus. It's like really cool. It's like, it gives you like this big head and you're like, yeah, dude, they noticed me. And that's it. It's like, imagine like liking, you know, like your favorite rock star or something. And then they'll like literally sending you something because they saw a post of yours on Twitter and they're like, boom, they send you something out. because they're like, oh man, I saw your post and they recognized you. That's what it's like to have a brand recognize you, that you love, that you like, that you use their products. It's just cool to be recognized. And yeah, it does kind of strengthen the bond between you and that company. You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at AMD as a company. I look at the people, you know, like Frank Azor or, you know, Jack One or these people, and I see them as people, and I'm like, yeah, dude, these are people. I like them. They're cool. You know, I associate with them. You know, I talk to them on Twitter and stuff, and it's cool. You know, they respond back to you. I've reached out to Nvidia multiple times and literally have been ignored. They don't even talk to me. They just ignore me. I'm like a fly on the wall, and they're just like, they just ignore me. But the guys at AMD, they talk to me. I'm like, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome. Even the guys at PlayStation talk to me. Xbox talk to me. Nvidia, no. They, like, seriously, they don't. Yeah, like, Nvidia doesn't care about gamers. They don't care about what actual gamers have to say. They just want shills that are going to shill their product. And that's the way I feel, honestly. Honestly, I feel that way. You know, it's just interesting how right when people start getting free Nvidia GPUs, it's like every other word is DLSS. Every other word is multi-frame rate generation. It's like, oh my gosh, we get it. Like, these products are fine. They're cool. They get the job done. But it's like, really? Really, guys? I don't know. I don't know. So, all right, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. I hope you learned something from this. I hope we all did. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.